Confidence in South Africa's mining industry was severely dented last year following a 5-month strike in the platinum sector, which led to a 25% decline in output. Eskom's inability to ensure a stable power supply is causing new disruptions, and finalization of the country's mining legislation is still some way off.
Elements of the bill seem to be encroaching on ownership and seems to be contrary our commitments to the treaties, World Trade Organization treaties. Now, and you've got different legal opinions on that matter. And that's why I'm thinking that it may well be worth our trouble that we put this thing to the Constitutional Court and we test it.
The labor issues, policy uncertainty, and now the power supply problem has left investors a little bit jittery about mining in South Africa. However, almost all of the delegates that I spoke to here at the Indaba say they're positive about the new leadership in mining and are looking forward to change.
They discouraged investment, they increased risk, they gave the minister way too much discretion. And when people sign a contract, they don't want to know that some third party has all this discretion to nullify their contract or amend it at will. So there's so many improvements he can make there. I think it's one of the nicest things government said and done in the last 6 months, was pulling that bill back.
The mining industry will start working with independent power producers to ensure a stable power supply for mining operations. Government is also looking at forming a state mining champion. Other changes will include oil and gas being split into 2 separate industries.
In the mineral sector, the mining charter says that you must have a minimum of 26% for BEE, and is broadening it going forward. And secondly, to say that when it comes to the gas, oil and gas, it's a different regime where you've got a 20% free carry for the state and a 10% black ownership.
That makes huge sense. You know, the oil and gas industry is so different from mining, and you see all over the world. I don't know any country that's lumped it all together. Generally, oil and gas, we think mining is for big players, oil and gas is for real big players. And we know that sovereigns, countries, run 70–80% of all the oil and gas produced in the world.
This year's wage negotiations will get underway in the next month. It's hoped last year's volatile industrial action won't be repeated.
We are discussing, amongst others, possibilities of legally binding arbitration in the legislature. So that we have got a law that says if the parties cannot agree, in other words, labor and the industry, then someone must arbitrate and the outcome will be binding on the parties.
South Africa is one of the largest exporters of minerals in the world, but falling commodity prices and currency volatility is likely to trim export revenues. However, many remain confident that plans to restructure the industry will pay off. Sumitra, Nydoo, CCTV at the Mining Indaba, Cape Town.